Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Taylor Lauren here, and today's video is going to be another pageant video, and this is going to be another video on shoes. So on my channel currently I have a do's and don'ts of pageant shoes video, but today, because I've been getting a little more than normal inquiries from just clients and girls overall about how to pick out shoes for your foot, because I do specialize in walking and interview. Check out my Calendly link down below to book pageant coaching with me. But I've been getting a lot of more questions from clients and just pageant pals in general about how to go about picking out the right pageant shoe for your foot. And this is a topic that I'm very, very passionate about. I do have a dance background. I got my undergrad degree in music and dance. So if you have a dance background, you know how important the dance shoe is to your foot and getting the right fit and breaking it in and all of that. And I like to apply that same technique to pageant shoes. So I wanted to talk today about how to go about picking out the right shoe for your foot and for your wardrobe. So I have three types of shoes here with me. All of them are not pageant shoes. I have my specific pageant shoe that I like to wear. Y'all already know what that is. But I have three types of shoes that I wanted to kind of break down the style of to help you figure out which one would be better for your foot. So let's go ahead and talk about feet for a moment. So picking out your ideal pageant shoe, a shoe that looks good and a shoe that is most importantly comfortable, comes down to one specific thing in my opinion, and that is the arch of your foot. So if you have a dance background like I do, and if you have a medium to high arch, you'll want to go with a certain type of shoe. And if you're more on the flat foot side, you'll want to go with another different type of heel. So just so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you my foot. So let me see if I can stand up here. Okay, so this is my foot. I have a very narrow foot, and then you can see my arch here. I have a pretty decent arch. My arch is kind of leveling out and flattening a little bit now that I am pregnant. I'm doing a lot more walking. Most of my shoes do have a comfortable arch or cushion in them, but I have noticed that my arch is kind of, dwindling, and I'm getting a little flat-footed, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but we'll make do. So the shoe model that I recommend if you have a high arch like myself, if you have a dance background, a gymnastics background, something where the aesthetic of your foot and the technique of your foot, the movement of your foot is very important. Any type of extracurricular activity like that, I recommend a shoe like this that has a decent to high arch. Now this shoe is by Sean Bellamy, the Be Made brand. These are my go-to heels. This heel, once it's broken in, it conforms to my foot like magic. This is the shoe that I highlight in my do's and don'ts of pageant shoes video. Sean is located out of DC, but he ships anywhere. I will have his information linked down below. But if you have, a medium to high arch, this is the type of shoe that I recommend for you. Now, me personally, I like lower platforms like this. I just think it looks better on stage. I think the big, bulky, like tippy top platforms, when you're judging, it looks like brat's feet. But if that is what makes you comfortable, honey, then go with it. And I would just say practice working your way up to a smaller or a lower platform. But comfort is first and foremost. But if you have a high arch, I recommend something like this. Now, another shoe that is very good, no matter what your arch is, that I have recently discovered is the the crossover heel by Diverse Styles by Sydney. I will try to insert a picture. I have been on the hunt for a new pageant shoe because my arch is changing, and now that I'm pregnant, this shoe is still comfortable, but I'm not sure how long it will remain comfortable. So I have been looking for something with a lower arch, and the crossover heel by Sydney, that shoe that she has is very, very comfortable. I have a girlfriend who has a pair, and I tried it on, and it was so comfortable, perfect. That is a type of shoe that, based on my experience of trying it on, you wouldn't even have to break in. But shoes like this that are like custom made and painted for you, these take a while to break in, but for me it is so worth it. If you have a dance background, you're used to breaking in shoes, it wouldn't be a thing for you to get these. Another thing that I wanted to mention was the support of your shoes, so your straps. I personally love an ankle strap. For me, I love a sturdy ankle strap, and for me, less is more. I don't really like shoes that have all of like the clear crossover straps, just because I feel like it's just too much to deal with and put on. My advice to my girls is, one, get a nude shoe, but two, get a shoe that's comfortable and well made enough to where you don't even have to take it off backstage. Like when I'm changing my wardrobe backstage, I keep my shoes on and I just change, into the next outfit. That's how comfortable and well made your shoe needs to be. So make sure it's not about how many straps your shoe has. It's about how those straps support you and how sturdy those straps are on the shoe. Good straps are everything. It is quality over quantity. So make sure that your straps are really good. So this was my recommendation for high arch, a shoe of this style, of this model. Now, let's get to my flat-footed girls, because y'all are the ones that be needing help, okay? So, this is a Steve Madden shoe. I don't compete in this shoe, but I have worn it for appearances. I don't know. Oh, this is called the Gabriella. Okay, so again, and also the Sydney's crossover heel is kind of like this level arch. What I really like about this arch is it swoops. So it's not like a straight up high kind of gradual thing. It has a nice little swoop to it. So whether you're flat-footed or if you have kind of like a medium arch, this will still be comfortable for you. You might even grow an arch in this shoe. The straps aren't the most secure. That's why I don't compete in these, because of that and the color. But this is a great appearance shoe. So if you can find a competition shoe of this style and you're flat-footed, this is kind of the level of arch that you want to go with. You don't want to go with anything higher than this, because if you don't have a high arch, if you're flat-footed, it will be uncomfortable for you unless you are trying to take the time to develop a high arch, like unless you want a high arch or something like that. So for my flat-footed girls, think this height of arch, and it'll be very comfortable for you. Again, make sure that the straps are secure and sturdy, and that the shoe is well made by, a reputable shoe company. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pageant company, a pageant shoe company. Steve Madden makes some other lovely shoes that are great for competition. I really do like this shoe. I actually want to see if it comes in like other colors or whatever. But yes, this has been like my go-to appearance shoe, when I was competing. So that's that. Again, ideal heel height for flat-footed to, low arch girls. You don't want to go any higher than this, and it'll still be comfortable and perfect for you. This level of arch, you probably won't even have to break in the shoe. So the last heel type that I want to talk about is the chunky heel. Now, please do not wear a boot. but I don't like chunky heels for competition, so that's why I don't have any. But I do have a chunky boot. I believe I got this shoe from Fashion Nova if anyone's interested. But let's talk about the chunky heels, the big platform chunky heel pageant shoes. I will try to insert a picture so y'all know what I'm talking about. Again, I personally don't like that style because I don't like the aesthetic on stage. It just looks bulky. It just looks like brat's feet, from a judge's perspective anyway, especially if you have judges that are sitting lower. It looks like brat's feet, you know, the little Bratz dolls. But again, if a chunky heel is what you need to make you comfortable, then do that. It is all about being comfortable and confident on stage. When you are comfortable and when you can walk, you will exude confidence. So if you need to wear a chunky heel, use a chunky heel. My only suggestion for chunky heels is you want to make sure that it complements your wardrobe. The biggest issue that I see with chunky heels on stage is that they're so bulky that it disrupts the aesthetic of a girl's hemline. So because your shoe is so big, you know, your hemline may look perfect and flawless and your gown may touch the floor in another heel, but with such chunky platforms, it raises you up and your gown is no longer touching the floor. So I would just say, if you're going to do chunky heels, this is a rule of thumb for your shoes regardless, but especially with your chunky heels. If you're going to wear a chunky heel, make sure that you take them to your dress appointments, when you're shopping, when you're getting alterations, so that that shoe complements your wardrobe and your dress or whatever you're wearing, whether it's a dress, jumpsuit, fun fashion, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's swimsuit or fitness, but you want to make sure that your chunky heel isn't compromising the aesthetic of where your wardrobe hits on the ground on stage. Another thing with the chunky heels, if you're going to go with those, I would recommend flesh tone, skin tone versus metallic, silver or gold or sparkle or whatever, just because it's a little more distracting. And if you're going to wear such a thick, bold shoe, you want it to be as flesh tone as possible. It looks better on stage. And you don't want to distract the judge because your shoe was so big, okay? So I'm trying to think if I had anything else for y'all. That's that. Chunky heels, I would say, you know, that's a universal arch shoe. You can wear that whether you're flat-footed or whether you have an arch. The arch in it is very comfortable, but also the chunky heel usually gives girls who are more flat-footed the support that they need, and the security that they need, because it's thick, like, you know, a regular flat shoe. So yeah, y'all, let me think. Let me make sure there wasn't anything else that I had to say about picking out shoes before I wrap this up. Yeah, the biggest thing with the chunky heel is just make sure that it fits your wardrobe. It's good for flat foot or high arches. Yeah, I think that's it, y'all. So make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your favorite pageant competition shoe down below. Do you like B-Mays? Do you like diverse style? Do you like tippy tops? Do you like flesh tone or metallic? Like, what is your shoe vibe? Let me know down below what your pageant shoe vibe is. Oh, another thing I wanted to say. I know what it was. I also wanted to speak on, excuse me. I also wanted to speak on breaking in your shoes, okay? No matter what type of shoe you get, no matter how high or how low or how flat your foot is, you need to be practicing in your shoes, girl. You need to be practicing in your shoes. And I will say, as someone who specializes in walking coaching, and as someone who has a dance background and who has a very detailed eye for poise and stage presence, I do not believe that there is such a thing as a girl who can't walk. I believe that there is such a thing as a girl who hasn't practiced in her shoes. So make sure that you're practicing your shoes, that you're getting accustomed to them, that you're walking on every type of surface, whether it's carpet, concrete, hardwood, marley. Make sure that you're walking on every type of surface so that you are getting comfortable in your shoes. Because again, when you're comfortable, you're confident. Practice those turns, practice those pivots, everything. Make sure that you're practicing in your shoes. No matter what type of foot you have, no matter what type of arch you have, you always need to be practicing in your shoes, and that shoe needs to become one with your foot. Okay, you need to be able to, put that shoe on and strut like it's nothing. Okay, so that was the only other thing, y'all. Make sure that you're practicing in your shoes. Don't wait till pageant week. Don't wait till the week before or the day of. You need to be practicing in your shoes no more or no less than 3 months before, your pageant day, your pageant week, pageant weekend, whatever. So yeah, that's it, y'all. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Calendly page to book any pageant consults with me. Check out all of the other videos here on my YouTube channel. And I will see y'all in the next video.